If you're a content creator, you know the drill. There's an endless cycle of brainstorming new ideas, writing up those scripts, and in general, just trying to keep your content calendar in check. And honestly, I do this. It's a complete grind. And the question I always ask myself is, how could I make this easier? Well, there's an AI that can help you do the heavy lifting. Meaning, for your next video, what if you could actually automate that entire workflow, be it YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and you can have AI handle everything from coming up with the idea all the way through to actually scheduling the content. And best thing of all, you can do this through completely simple prompts. That's exactly what we're going to be exploring in this video, Replit Agent 3. Let's get into it. Alrighty, so what exactly is Replit Agent 3 and why is it such a big deal? So think of it as your ultimate AI coding assistant, but on steroids. Your usual AI tools, they might, give you a snippet of code or they'll help you with a small task, but Agent 3 ultimately is designed to tackle the most complex problems that you can think of and the most complex projects, and in a very autonomous fashion, right? So it has an automation component to it. The awesome thing is it can literally run for hours and it can build and refine your applications without constant involvement. So it can really think for itself. Exactly there, as it says, app testing, right? So it can test, fix, and retest. So it can basically test its own work, right? Which is mind-blowing because this is one of the first agents I've found that can do this. Agent 3 can interact with your app and its user interface, can view your application's actual UI, user interface, verify the functionality, diagnose and fix any issues, pick up on any bugs and fix those. And it has this self-correction capability, which I think is a real game changer, meaning you'll ultimately have fewer errors, and overall, meaning you'll have more reliable applications that you can build in a shorter span of time. And especially for the non-technical guys, right? The non-technical users, if you've never coded before, this is the audience that I speak to. It's not just coding, right? It's vibe coding with an AI that really truly understands and adapts as you work through this, which makes it so user intuitive. And then it also comes with this real powerful agent tools. Can manage its capabilities and costs, and agents and automations, right? If we come back to the home screen over here, agents and automations, if we click on there, you can initiate via Slack message, you can initiate via Telegram message, you can create it as a time-based automation, right? You can create workflows that can be triggered by external platforms, right? Any external platform, and there's a range of them. And this means basically you can set it to work in the background, and then it will notify you maybe, on your mobile app, on your Replit mobile app when it's done. So you can kind of set work to be done by your agent, walk off, and work will be completed. And the goal here that Replit are trying to achieve, from what I can understand, is the autonomy for all, really. The non-coders, the coders, allowing them to have that ability to use agents and use AI as intuitive as possible. So Replit really wants to bring you kind of the next billion software creators online. They really want to take that next billion people who are not coding right now and bring them online. And I think Agent 3 is a massive step into that realm. Alrighty, so enough talking. Let's actually get into an app build. I was thinking about what we could build that would be genuinely a useful application for myself, for the people watching, for you guys. And I landed on an AI-powered content idea generator and potential scheduler. So the idea is simple. The goal is simple here. And I've actually got a little write-up on the side here that I can bring across. And if we paste that in, I want to build an app that can brainstorm video ideas, generate a script outline, and then let me schedule it on all my platforms or on a content calendar, right? Based off a content calendar. So this is the simple aspect of what we're going with, right? And the idea here is I'm going to specify the tech stack. So I've added in that first prompt. Then I want to come down here. I want to say tech stack to be used, right? And the tech stack, which I was thinking about earlier, is I want to do this, right? So let me copy this across and let's paste that over there. So the idea here is to use Python with Flask for the backend and a simple HTML, CSS, JavaScript frontend, right? So it's super simple. If you're not a coder, do not stress about this. Literally, you don't even have to specify this. I just like specifying it because I know exactly then what it's going to actually, what coding languages it's going to build my application in. And I also want to give one last little piece is my target audience, right? So I want to copy this across and we'll go down a couple of lines and target audience will be content creators and non-technical users, right? So this is going to be the idea for this. So now what I want to do is I want to click start chat, right? So let's start this chat. Let's start creating this application. You can see it's already spun up. And what Agent 3 is doing now is it is going immediately into plan mode, right? So it's breaking down the entire project into a series of logical steps. And it's deciding, on things like database structure. It's deciding on the API points. It's deciding on the overall architecture of the application. It's doing all of that for me, right? So you don't have to stress about those things. You just have to review and literally read along. And honestly, it's like watching a senior developer map out a project, and all of this is happening within seconds. Literally, as I'm talking, you can see it's happening. It's looking for OpenAI AI content generation, right? So it's looking for integrations, and it's coming up with all this information. So if we read over here, I'll help you create a content creation app for your brainstorming video ideas. It's searched for integrations with OpenAI, which is ChatGPT, is AI content generation. I found an OpenAI integration, which will be essential for the AI-powered brainstorming. So they're really thinking like, which AI could we use for this, which is awesome. I don't even have to specify that. It's got the integrations there, and it's noted the app type as a modern web app. And then a content creation app helps creators brainstorm video ideas. And here I'll include the following features. So what you could do is you can read through these features, right? AI-powered video idea brainstorming with topic input and creative suggestions, script outline generation based off selected video ideas, so forth, so forth. You can then click on change plan if you want to add or remove any aspects. So you are kind of the product manager. You're sitting there, you're reviewing, you're making those changes. And then you can click here and you can say, get notified when your app is ready, which is what I was talking about, where you've got the Replit app on your phone. You can literally click this to go, and you can walk away and you can just get notified like, hey, your agent's telling you there's a next step for you to review. So I'm happy with all of this, right? When we come down over here, I've created the feature list. So how do you want to continue? Build the entire app, which will be 20 minutes, or start with the design, right? So here, best if you want the agent to build out the full functionality, or best if you want to see a design prototype first and then iterate on visuals or features. Now, this is completely up to you. You can decide what it is that you want to do. For me, for this purpose of this video, I want to show you that if we say build the entire app, which is literally going to click a button, we're going to say start building, and then hands up. We're literally going to not do a thing for 20 minutes. I've got my phone. I'm going to get notified by Replit, by my agent, when my app's at a point ready to be reviewed. And then we'll come back and we'll review the results. All right, you can actually see two things have happened now. As our app's being built, we've got our app crash, so there's been a bug. Now, what's awesome, right, is that when an application throws a bug, right, with any other tool, we'd have to kind of jump in, maybe spend hours analyzing that bug and kind of debugging it, maybe copying this into a ChatGPT, understanding what the bug is so we know what to do. But with Agent 3, it's not just going to be detecting our errors and analyzing those logs, but it's also aiming to try and start to fix it. So as soon as we click debug with Agent, it's going to throw that error into Agent 3, and it's going to start breaking down that agent and start fixing up those components. Now you'll also see if we scroll back up, and it will request it to us again, it was asking for our OpenAI API keys. We need an API key to connect to ChatGPT or an AI model provided by OpenAI. So we'll go get that from OpenAI, and then we can copy that across and actually add some AI functionality into our application. All right, so this is our starting point. And look at this, right? It's called Content Flow. It's got brainstorm scripts, calendar, analytics. We can generate video ideas by adding in a topic or theme, selecting the content type, tutorial, review, log, entertainment. We've got a script outline generator, right, which we can generate our scripts, right? So once we've got an idea, we've generated ideas, we've selected that ideas with AI, we can actually generate the script. In order to make this work, what we need to add in our API key. So I'm just going to prompt it at the bottom here to say, I want to add my OpenAI API key in order to enable AI analysis, right? Something along those lines, very simple. The AI is super smart, right? So Agent 3 is going to understand what we're trying to say here. It's going to ask for our OpenAI API key. You can get that from, if we come over here, if we come to platform.openai.com/API keys, you can create a new secret key. Remember, do not share this with anyone. You can see it's actually like not hashed out, but you can't see the full secret key. So once you got your secret key, don't share it with anyone. I'm not going to share mine with you guys, and I'll actually deactivate it once we're done with this video. But once you have that, you come back and you'll see here, it brings up this little box that says OpenAI API key, ask for the value, copy and paste that in. Super simple. You click continue. It will consume that key. It will save it as an edge function in the background, and it will then allow us to actually use AI inside our application. Now look at this. We've added our API key, and it actually said here, let me test the AI functionality to ensure everything is working properly. And it's actually spinning up its own browser to actually work with our front end, which I have not seen. And this is a real game changer for me. So it's basically testing it itself. So what I've had in the past is you'll build an application, it will launch, but the AI can't see what you've built, like the front end. It can only help you with the code. Here, it can actually go in, it can analyze, it can break things down, and it actually can test it to see that if it's working or not. So you don't have to continuously test, then refine, test, then refine. It really solidifies that gap and really narrows that gap down, shortens that gap to getting from idea all the way through to final products. So I've actually enlarged the browser that the AI is working with, which is our application. And you should see hopefully shortly. See at the bottom here, it now says, I'm setting up AI idea generator by typing in productivity tips for the topic, then selecting tutorial for the content type, and short, less than 5 minutes for the video length. After that, I'll hit generate ideas with AI button and wait to see the magic happen. I'll check to make sure the ideas show up nicely and there's no pesky error messages. So that's awesome, right? This is for me a real game changer. Okay, so it's actually working. So for example, if we click on cooking, or if we type in cooking as our top, we go to content type as a tutorial, video length short, and we click generate ideas with AI, we will get a set of ideas in this section over here. So keep your eye on this section, you'll see how it changes. So we're using AI, specifically OpenAI, to generate the ideas for us. So here, 5-minute gourmet, master the art of the perfect omelet. It's an idea, that's what it's tagged at. And it has a create script button. We can click that and it will actually go ahead and create the script outline for us. You'll see that it does it on all of our ideas. It is actually only going to talk to the one, or actually deal only with the one. So that's a slight bug we'll fix, but that's not too much of an issue. So you can see here the others still say create script. This one says view script, and now it's changed from idea as the tag to scripted. If we click view script, we can see the outline of the script. We have the hook/opening, introduction, main content, recap summary, call to action, and the times that we need to keep to for our video to actually work. So we've got the outline of our script generator. If we click schedule, we can then go ahead to a date. Say we choose Friday, the 19th of September. And now it's changed to scheduled as the tag. If we come ahead to the calendar, we can go and see we've got the 19th tagged for that video idea. And right then and there, you have a full content workflow that you can do your video generation ideas or your video ideas that are generated with AI. You can create the outline. You could go ahead and even make this better and create the actual script if you wanted to, and then you can go ahead and actually schedule them. So you can go to your calendar and go, okay, cool. I've got a video on the 11th. I've got a video on the 19th that I need to do. And, it keeps you in check. And we did this all with Replit Agent 3 in a matter of minutes. So honestly, what are you waiting for? If you're ready to supercharge your content creation, create amazing automations, or just basically bring an app idea you have in your head to life without the headache of knowing how to code and what to do and when to do it, then I highly recommend checking out Replit's new Agent 3. It's super simple. I'll leave a link in the description below so you can just click a button and go and check it out. And honestly, I want to hear from you. I want to hear what you're building with Replit Agent 3. What problems are you trying to solve? What business ideas do you have that you're building? Let me know in the comments section below. I love to hear your ideas, and honestly, maybe one of them will spark an actual video that I'll create on one of these ideas, and we can maybe collaborate. Plus, one last thing, if you found this video useful, I just ask that you'll like and subscribe. It does amazing things for the channel. Over 95% of the people that watch this channel are not subscribed. So if you got some benefit out of it, I humbly ask you like and subscribe. It does amazing things. Other than that, I will see you guys in the next video. Cheers.